Hey guys, I'm Vadim from Beastgrip, and in this video we'll talk about new iPhones 14. So yesterday Apple presented new iPhones 14 and 14 Pro series, and first of all we are super excited to see brand new camera module on 14 Pro and Pro Max, and we want to share some thoughts about new camera system and also talk about compatibility of new iPhones with Beastgrip Gear. At this moment we didn't have a chance to test actual phones, so all of the information we're gonna share today is based on the information available on apple.com. But as soon as we're gonna get new phones, we will test with our gear, with our lenses, and we share more videos and show you sample footage shot with new iPhones. So let's quickly talk about some of the gear, and first of all we're gonna make cages for iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. Existing cages will not work with new iPhones. Every year Apple changes a little bit actual physical dimensions of the phone, size of the camera module, because each cage is a dedicated cage for specific iPhone model. They're not cross-compatible, so we're gonna release new cages. Our universal Beastgrip Pro, we think it's gonna work with iPhone 14, 14 Max, 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max because we did update recently. We changed design of the lens mount assembly to work better with latest iPhones, so we think those updates will actually work perfectly with iPhone 14 and 14 Pro series. But again, as soon as we're gonna get those phones, we're gonna test our universal rig and we're gonna share our results with you guys. Let's discuss new camera module on iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max, because this year Apple finally updated main camera and they introduced larger sensor, 48 megapixel sensor. We think it's really great news for all of the photographers and filmmakers, because first of all we're gonna get much higher resolution images, but also it should work better for video. I think everyone was expecting 8K, but Apple didn't do anything about 8K. However, they called it 2x camera, but basically what they did, they gonna allow us to zoom in on the main sensor 2 times to achieve basically 2x zoom without losing any quality. So technically we should be able to record 4K video on the main sensor with 2x zoom without losing any quality. I think it's a big deal. We will see how this feature will work in the native camera app, and we're also hoping that Apple gonna give access to third-party developers to implement 2x zoom feature in third-party apps. But technically it's extremely useful feature, because you have your best camera sensor, best camera on your phone, and you can zoom in now. It's basically like you have optical zoom on your camera, and you can go from 24mm up to 48mm or 2x, and technically it should also work really good with external lenses, especially with telephoto and anamorphic lenses, because now you will have a range to zoom in without losing any quality in 4K, and you basically gonna be able to change the focal lengths, perspectives, the look of your images, and have consistent colors and pretty much the same quality from your best main camera sensor. So there is no need to change and put your lens on telecamera. You're gonna be able to do that, but it's just more convenient. You just have 2x zoom without losing quality in 4K. I think it's a really great feature. I'm also wondering if it's gonna be just set 2x zoom, so basically you can switch from 1x to 2x, or you're gonna be able to zoom in as much as you want. So basically if you go 1.4, 1.5 up to 2x zoom, basically giving you different focal lengths from 24 to 48 millimeters. We will see. Another thing is that Apple also updated focal lengths. Now we have 24 millimeters compared to previous iPhones. We had 26 millimeters on the main camera. What that means, it's a slightly wider field of view. We already had some questions on social media posts like what do we think about new 24 millimeter focal lengths on the main camera and how it's going to affect external lenses. So we are confident that our Kenko 0.75x lens gonna work great. Our new anamorphic MK2 lens also should work without vignetting because it works great on Galaxy phones with 24mm cameras. We also actually have prototypes of two other lenses that we are planning to release by the end of this year, but we waited to check those lenses with new iPhones. As soon as we're gonna get new iPhones, we'll test all of our existing lenses, but also we'll test two new upcoming lenses, and then we'll share more information with you guys, so stay tuned. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and also make sure to check our website beastgrip.com. We have a blog post which we're gonna update as soon as we're gonna get new information about compatibility of our gear with new iPhones, and I will see you guys in the next video.